Hello, everyone. Thanks for clicking on. I'm Veronique Marchal, and I'm here with a few of my dear friends that I've met at different points in my life. And I've invited them, and they've agreed to come forward and read with me Amanda Gorman's inauguration poem, The Hill We Climb. And it just had so much meaning to me and a lot of people that I've seen on social media that I felt like I had to get back to the poem and read it again and really let it sink in. And it's always better to share something like that with friends. So today I've invited Lee Moultrie, and Lee Moultrie is my fellow warrior and business associate, and I'm really grateful that he's here. Joanne Morton is my creative artist friend that helps me creatively express when I need to. Pia, I've known since I was 6 years old when we lived in Connecticut, and both of our parents were immigrants to the United States and spoke English with an accent. So we kind of were little foreign American girls playing around. And Sarah, I've known since she was 11 years old. When I was living in New York City, we joined a mentor program. It was supposed to last a year, and I moved away, and I was like, no, we're going to keep going. So we've been in and out of each other's lives, and it just means so much that she's here from New York City as well. So we're going to start reading, but each person's going to quickly call out where they're reading from, so we get a sense of our country and our geography. So I'm Veronique, and I'm reading from Greenville, South Carolina today.
Lee Moultrie, North Charleston, South Carolina.
Joanne Morton in Savannah, Georgia.
Sarah from the Bronx, New York.
Pia from just outside Washington, D.C.
All right.
Cool.
So here we go. When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade, this loss we carry, a sea we must wade?
We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace. And the norms and notions of what just isn't always justice. And yet the dawn is ours before we knew it. Somehow we do it. Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished.
We, the successors of a country, in the time when a skinny Black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming a president, only to find herself reciting for one.
And yes, we are far from polished, far from pristine, but that doesn't mean we are striving to form a union that is perfect. We are striving to forge our union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man.
And so we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first, we must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all.
Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true, that even as we grieved, we grew, that even as we hurt, we hoped, that even as we tired, we tried. That will forever be tied together victorious, not because we will never know again defeat, but because we will never again sow division.
Scripture tells us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we're to look up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in all the bridges we've made.
Volume, Joanne.
That is the promise to glade the hill we climb. If only we dare, it's because being an American is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it.
We've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it, would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated.
In this truth, in this faith, we trust. For while we have for eyes on the future, history has its eyes on us. This is the era of just redemption we feared in its inception.
We did not feel prepared to be the heirs of such a terrifying hour, but within it, we found the power to author a new chapter, to offer hope and laughter to ourselves. So while once we ask, how could we possibly prevail over catastrophe? We now assert, how could catastrophe possibly prevail over us?
We will not march back to what was, but move to what shall be. A country that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce and free. We will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation because we know our inaction and inertia will be the inheritance of the next generation.
Our blunders become their burdens, but one thing is certain. If we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our birthright, our children's birthright.
So let us leave behind a country better than the one we were left. With every breath from my bronze pounded chest, we will raise the wounded world into a wondrous one. We will rise from the golden hills of the West. We will rise from the winds swept north, east, where our forefathers first realized revolution. We will rise from the lake-rinsed cities of the Midwestern states. We will rise from the sun-baked South. We will rebuild, reconcile, and recover in every known nook of our nation, in every corner called our country. Our people, diverse and beautiful, will emerge battered and beautiful.
When
Day
day comes,
We
we step out of the shade
of
of
flame
flame
and
and
unafraid.
the
The new dawn blooms as we
free it.
free it.
For
For there
is
is always
light
light
if
and
we're
only
brave
brave enough
to
to
see
see
it.
it.
if
If
only
only
we're
we're
brave
brave
enough
enough
to
be it.
to
do
be
see it. To see it.
We need to be it and do it.
To see it. We did it. Oh my God, it was awesome.
Yay!
Beautiful. Thank you, Veronique.
Okay, so
Thank
this
you.
makes it the official start of the Hill We Climb Challenge, Stronger Together. And I, Veronique Marchal, challenge Catherine Davis, and I challenge, I'm gonna go for two, Serena Williams and the Oprah Winfrey Book Club. I gotta start somewhere.
I challenge, I Lee Moultrie challenge Charlie Charles out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and Candace Pringle out of Monk's Corner. I challenge them to share and step out also?
I, Joanne Morton, challenge Alicia Scott. Also going to challenge Kate Dunnigan. And just putting it out there, I'm going to challenge Tracy Ellis Ross and Reese Witherspoon.
Okay.
And I, Sarah, challenge rapper, model, songwriter Chica from Alabama. And I will also challenge our cousin, Jasenia Rios, who's in Pennsylvania.
Excellent.
And I, Pia Duryea, will finish up, and I challenge Petra Smeltzer, and I challenge my sister, Tina Duryea.
Thank you, my friends, for reading together. The challenge has begun.
Yes. Oh,